Yeah, people are saying they are not able to download it. Yeah, listen. See, this is your batch code, guys. This is like this. NTSPB MS713. This is your batch code. So whatever files having this one, you can download. Right. Initially, I will be sharing like this. Once all registration formalities are over, I will give Google Classroom so that all files will be there in one place. So listen, this is a PNG file. Download, try to open with paintbrush. After downloading, you have to open with paintbrush. No, sir, I am trying to do everything from the mobile. Then try to open with the Google Photos or Picasa application. Then things will come nicely. Right. Fine. Based on the kind of applications we develop, there are multiple Java frameworks. Just now I discussed web application frameworks, guys. Next, okay, ORM frameworks. Next, application frameworks. Next, we are having distributed application frameworks. Lastly, we are having big data frameworks. What data? Big data. Big data frameworks. These are popular Java frameworks in the market, guys. We already discussed the first three types. So next to go for distributed application frameworks. Yes. These frameworks simplifies distributed application development, guys. What do you mean by distributed application? It's a client-server application. Client is a software application. Server is a software application interacting with each other. What is that? Interacting with each other. So client can have remote clients, which are again programmable software applications. Other day I have given clarity. Browser to software application interaction, web application. One software application interacting with another software application, distributed application. Browser talking to flipkart.com, web application. Flipkart.com talking to Paytm, distributed application. Paytm talking to bank application, come on, distributed application. Paytm talking to what? Okay, SBI bank application, distributed application. Browser talking to crickbuzz.com, web application. crickbuzz.com talking to ICC score component, distributed application. Again, browser talking to yahoo.com, web application. Yahoo.com talking to weather report component, distributed application. Understanding? Right. Browser talking to Amazon.com. Amazon.com talking to PayPal. PayPal talking to Visa. Visa talking to bank application. You got idea? Technically we will discuss later. You should have idea what is what, right? Okay. distributed application is a client server application. Distributed application is a client server application, okay, where both client and server applications are programmable software applications interacting with each other. Example, Paytm component, Google Pay component, PayPal component, weather report component, Bombay Stock Exchange component, come on, Bombay Stock Exchange component, ICC score component, and many things, guys. Many things are there. World is full of distributed services, guys. Your credit card, debit card is working means somewhere one or other distributed service is there. Your swiping machine gives instruction to what? One or other web application. Web application gives instruction to PayPal. PayPal gives instruction to Visa, Master, payment gateway applications. So they will talk to bank application. So now like the transaction will be completed. World is full of distributed application, but unfortunately lot of distributed applications are already developed. Earlier, people used to work with RMI, EZB technologies to develop distributed applications. But now they stopped working with that. Everything is what? Web service. Everything is what? Web service. So web service is a framework environment that allows us to develop what? Distributed applications. Not only in Java, in multiple other technologies. That's the beauty of web service. Don't think that web service can be implemented only in Java, guys. Can be implemented in Java, can be implemented in .NET, can be implemented in what? Some other platforms also. But Java, .NET are the two powerful platforms to implement what? Web service. In the Java, we have different options to implement those web services. Right, let me talk about it. RMI, EZB are the outdated, I can say completely outdated. Why? Indirectly also no one is using, internally also no one is using them. Okay, outdated technologies to develop distributed applications. Okay. Web service is the framework environment to develop distributed application in different environments like Java, .NET and etc. Framework environment to develop distributed applications in different environments like Java, .NET, etc. guys. Okay? Yeah, listen. The web service developed in Java environment can be consumed. Consuming means client boss. Okay, can be consumed in Java itself. That means server application can be developed in Java. Client application also can be developed in Java. Flipkart.com talking to PayPal. PayPal and Flipkart.com both can be there in Java. Both can be there in different environments. One is in Java, one is in .NET. Are you understanding my point? Web service developed in Java environment can be consumed in Java itself or in some other technology. Some other technology client application. Some other technology client application like .NET, PHP, PHP, Android, Python, and etc. And reverse also possible. Web service developed in .NET can be consumed in .NET itself or in other languages based application. Reverse also possible. Reverse also possible. Reverse also possible. Listen, this feature is called interoperability. Interoperability. Come on, guys. What do you mean by interoperability? You can play anywhere. You develop web service in Java, consume in what? Other technology. You develop web service in other technology, consume in what? Java. Flipkart.com is there in Java. Web service can be there in Java or some other language. Is it compulsory all people should develop their distributed components in the same environment? No. But still other environments can consume. So that integration becomes more easy now. You take this combination, guys. Browser talking to Flipkart, Flipkart talking to PayPal, PayPal talking to Visa, Visa talking to SBI application. These four things are belonging to four different organizations, four different environments, right? Not compulsory, all four should be developed in the same generation. SBI applications are developed way back. Visa applications also developed way back. Flipkart came recently, let us assume. But still integration is happening, right? It's because of what? Interoperability feature they are there. Though they belongs to different organizations, different environment, different generations, but still integration is happening, business is taking place. Are you noticing it? It's because of which feature? Interoperability feature. Convinced or not? Right. Now listen. Two types of web services. Web services implementation is possible. Two types of web service implementation is possible. Number one, SOAP based. One is what? SOAP based. Next one is REST based. RESTful. Actually, it's not abbreviation, guys. Representational state. That's why we call REST. RESTful, SOAP based web service, guys. And what is that? RESTful web services. Guys. Now listen. To implement a SOAP based web service in Java, I am talking especially. SOAP based web service. We have JAX RPC, which is outdated. Basically, slowly people decreasing the utilization of SOAP based web services. Now market is full of RESTful web services, guys. JAX RPC, JAX WS, Axis, and we have multiple options, guys. We have multiple things. All these are frameworks. All these are Java frameworks to implement SOAP based web service. SOAP is some kind of protocol, guys. simple object access protocol. Right. RESTful web service. To implement RESTful web service in Java, guys, we have Spring REST, which is given by Spring people. Then we are having JAX RS. Okay, don't worry. Before I teach microservices, you will be having I will be giving some basic knowledge of Spring REST. Spring REST I will cover. Okay, JAX RS you will be getting when you go for web service course. But because microservices are built on the top of what? Web services, especially RESTful web service environment. So for that reason, okay, I will be teaching what? Spring REST before launching microservices. Fine. Is that clear, guys? Right. SOAP-based web service, slowly market is only in maintenance projects. SOAP-based web service is there. So world is full of RESTful web services. All new developments are happening in what? RESTful. Even microservices are built on the top of what? RESTful web services. So that's why I will be giving Spring REST knowledge before launching microservices. Is that clear? Right. Okay, boss. Yeah. No. Representational state. REST means representational state. Okay. So to make it a complete wording, they made it as RESTful. Just English wording. That's it. There's no meaning for full kind of thing. It's just to make it English wording. Right. Okay. Fine. Okay, guys. Right. Yeah. What is the difference between microservice and web service? That's too technical today. But one thing I can say, microservice is built on the top of what? Web service. For the timing, you remember this much. Okay. And SOAP-based web service and RESTful web service. SOAP is a different protocol which runs directly on the TCP/IP. Come on. Okay. RESTful is a web service is built directly on the top of HTTP. RESTful web service is built as a web environment web service. Is that clear? Right. Fine, boss. No. JAX-B, all this comes under their binding technologies, guys. Marshalling, unmarshalling technology, nowhere related to developing web service. Fine. Please, today you try to understand what is what. Technically, we cannot explain things as on today. Because there's a big architectures we have to learn in order to learn what? The technicalities related to SOAP-based web service, RESTful web service. Fine. So a typical distributed application looks like this, guys. This is our machine 1. This is our machine 2. This is our machine 1. This is our machine 2. Yes, guys. Okay. Here we are having client application, which is basically software application. This is also one server application. This is also one software application. Yes, guys. Okay. Here is the network, guys. So in this server application, one or other component will be there. business component will be there, guys. Business component containing one or other business method. Containing one or other business method. Somehow this client application gets a business component reference, calls the business method. Array, it is calling business method, invoking business method means it is also programmable application or not. In case of web application, browser software application. Please try to understand. Browser to flipkart.com. So client is always what? A browser kind of thing. Is it programmable? No, it is just there providing user interface to send the request to receive the response. Come on. When it comes to what? Distributed application. Client is a programmable software application. Server application is also programmable software application. Right. So it will invoke the business method, guys. Whatever output generated by business method will come back to this place. Yes. Here is my request. We cannot say it's a request. Business method invocation. Business method invocation. Okay. This is result generation. So indirectly request and response only, but here is not a browser kind of request and response. Here business method will be invoked. Here business method will be executed and result will be generated. Okay, boss. I think you got basic idea, guys. Distributed application frameworks. In Java, web service environment is the framework environment to develop the distributed application. So there we got SOAP-based web services are there. Okay, RESTful web services are there. As of now, RESTful web service is really doing well. Okay. Before learning microservices, we are going to study Spring REST. Okay, why? Because microservices are built on the top of what? Web service environment. Is that clear? Right. So now let me go to, this is D type. Then we got big data frameworks, guys. What frameworks? Big data frameworks. Shall we analyze big data frameworks, guys? Now, everyone focus. The data that is beyond processing capacity. The data that is beyond processing capacity. What do you mean by beyond? Which cannot be stored and processed in our regular hard disk, guys. It's a huge data. I think you might have heard about gigabytes. After that, what next? Terabytes. After that, what next? Petabytes. After that, genotabytes, yonotabytes. Big numbers are there. Suppose your application is generating huge amount of data that is beyond storing and processing capacity. But still you want to store and process. Such data is called Hadoop, Spark. What's the specialty of these frameworks, you know? What's the specialty of these frameworks, you know? They don't use one computer. They use multiple ordinary computers in a network environment, and by using regular ordinary computers only, by using some algorithms, by using some mechanism, they are able to store and process huge amount of data. That's the reason big data frameworks have become popular. And good news is these frameworks are developed in Java. If someone says Java is not there in data science domain, don't agree, because big data processing is very much required in data science domain. And these are there in which language? Java language. I hope you are understanding my point. Yes. Okay, guys. Big data frameworks, guys. The data that is behind storing and processing capacity is called big data. Is called big data. Okay, now tell me here, big data frameworks are given to store and process huge amount of data using ordinary computers and ordinary storage devices with the support of distributed data storage and processing algorithms. Okay, data storage and processing algorithms. Yes, I hope you understood my point. Yes. Okay, as of now, how many big data frameworks are there in the market, guys? Okay, I'll give some example. FB data, Google data, okay, Flipkart data, Amazon data, YouTube data, YouTube channel data fall under big data. And to manage such data, we need, what is that? Big data framework. Sir, do I need to learn big data framework? To get into industry with 3-4 years of experience, not required. When it is required, when you decided to go to data science domain, generally after working 7-8 years, we have to upgrade ourselves, we have to move to new domain. So at that particular time only you think about big data. The day you decided to move into data science domain, that time only you think about big data frameworks. As long as you want to work within Java domain, there is no need of thinking about, come on, learning big data framework, though they are there in Java. Only for knowledge sake I am giving, boss. Only for knowledge sake I am giving. We need big data frameworks. and etc. Someone is saying WhatsApp data. Yes, that also. Big data frameworks. What are there in the market, guys? Example 1. Hadoop. From which company? Apache. Hadoop from which company? Apache. Next. Come on, next one. Spark. Yeah, Spark claims I am 100%, 100 times faster than Hadoop. 100 times faster. While processing data, I am more faster. But both are given by Apache people. Both are given by Apache people. Right. No, MongoDB is not big data framework. So these two are given by Sun Microsystem, guys, because generally I have a habit of giving vendor companies. Sun Microsystem means indirectly Oracle Corporation, right? Okay, access is given by Apache people. Spring REST is given by whom? Interface 21, but some part of industry says Pivotal company. JAX RS again given by whom? Sun Microsystem. Sun Microsystem or Oracle Corporation. These are part of Java only. Okay, Ritesh Kumar, check your side. If voice is having problem, please re-log in. So these are the various types of frameworks that are there in Java. I hope you got a clarity which comes under which category. Right. Now listen, one more categorization I would like to do. Based on mode of application development we do. Development, the mode of coding we do. There are two types of Java frameworks, guys. Invasive Java frameworks, non-invasive Java frameworks. Are you listening, guys? Okay. What is the one I should take? Based on the kind of, the mode of application development we do. Based on the mode of application development we do. Okay, nothing but coding we do. There are two types of Java frameworks. There are two types of Java frameworks. Number one, invasive Java frameworks. Other one is what? Non-invasive. Non-invasive Java frameworks. Yes. Okay. What is the difference between invasive and non-invasive? Invasive framework is like what you know, joining in the company and giving lifetime bond to company. Joining in the company and giving lifetime bond to the company. I will be your employee and I will work for your company for lifetime. Non-invasive framework is like joining in the company without bond. As long as you are comfortable, you will be staying in the company. The day you are not comfortable, you will come out. Understanding my point? Yeah, while working with invasive frameworks, whatever classes we develop, guys, all these classes are framework API dependent. That framework API dependent. That means we have to develop all our classes either extending from framework API classes or implementing framework API interfaces. Either extending from framework API classes or implementing framework API interfaces. What is your problem in that, sir? Tomorrow, I didn't like that framework. I want to take my classes where my business logics are there, calculations are there, some other logics are there, and I want to use them in some other classes, some other framework, some other framework. Can I do? No. Why? Those classes are already extending from what? current framework API classes are implementing current framework API interfaces. So when I want to move these classes to my classes, my application classes to programmer developed classes to other framework environment, can I move? Why? They are already tightly bound with the current framework API. Come on. That's why I compared joining in the company and giving lifetime bond. Something like marriage commitment, my dear. Once committed, 60 years project. Maybe 70 years project, right? Okay, on and average 60 years project. What do you say, guys? Invasive framework means the classes we develop as part of application development are tightly bound with framework API. That means the classes must be developed either extending from framework API classes or implementing framework API interfaces. Invasive framework says, hey programmer, come to me, use me, develop your project, stay with me forever. Don't dare to go away from me. Are you understanding my point there? Our servlet is also indirectly invasive, Babu. Can we develop servlet class without implementing servlet interface? Directly, indirectly, servlet interface implementation is required or not required? So that means servlet class should be developed as a Java class by having tight coupling with what? Servlet API. Can I take that class? Can I use in other environment? No. Why? Because that class must implement servlet API interface, right? I hope you are understanding my point there. Yeah, struts fall under invasive framework. That is the one reason why struts is utter flop. While developing struts applications, guys, every class you develop either should extend from struts API supplied predefined class or should implement struts API supplied interface. Suppose you have written 1,000 classes in your project, beautiful classes having e-commerce logic, beautiful logic, beautiful calculations, where in struts environment, let us assume, every class is implementing struts API interface or extending from struts API class. Tomorrow I didn't like struts. I want to move those 1,000 classes to Spring framework. Can I? You cannot. Because why Spring MVC will have struts API related predefined classes and interfaces. Can you compile and execute same classes in Spring environment? You cannot. So right now, there is no popularity for invasive framework. They came, did well for a few days. The day people realizes this is not going to work out, they are outdated. And that is the reason why struts is outdated in the market. Struts is a what? Invasive behavior. What behavior, guys? Invasive behavior. Don't worry, I will give example code, all this stuff, guys. Okay. Here, the application classes developed by programmers having project specific logics are tightly bound with framework APIs. That means, okay, application classes must implement framework API interfaces or must extend from framework API classes. Due to this, we cannot move application classes to other frameworks. Okay. See guys, e-commerce project you take, 1000 classes are there. What logics will be there? Bill calculation, order, adding items to cart, these logics will be there. Right? But since we are developing those classes by implementing struts API interfaces, struts API by extending from struts API classes, tomorrow you don't like struts, you like Spring or some other framework. Can you move your classes and logics to other environment? You cannot, right? You joined in company in bond year, you got other great offer, or you want to start your own organization. Can you come out of that company? Speak out, my dears. You are completely bound to that company or not there? Yes, okay. Due to this, we cannot move application classes to another frameworks. So these are tightly bound. Invasive means tightly bound. Example 1, struts, especially struts 1.x frameworks, guys. Struts 1.x. It is outdated because of this reason only, no doubt in that. Okay. Note. It is like joining in the company. It is like joining in the company by giving bond to company. By giving bond to the company. By giving bond to the company. So anyhow, discussion has come. Let me give one small example here. Public class, what is this? Payment system extends from payment system action, something. In struts action classes will be there, guys, okay? org dot, apache dot, struts dot. Struts dot action. Array, how servlet becomes Java class becomes servlet by implementing servlet interface. Okay, in struts we have action classes. If you want to make your Java class as action class, it must extend from predefined action class. Come on, guys. So now tell me, though I am writing beautiful logics here, guys, and though those logics are not specific to struts, these are regular core Java based statements only. Let us assume some calculations kind of thing. But can I move these logics, guys? Business logic using core Java statements. Business logic using core Java statement. Okay, can I move this class to Spring Framework now? Do you think Spring Framework recognizes this class? So indirectly what have become? You have to come to struts, you have to develop logic in struts, and forever you have to stay with the struts. Is there any possibility of moving to other frameworks? I think you got the clarity. Our servlet is also invasive, Babu. Can I develop servlet class as an ordinary Java class? No. You have to implement servlet interface directly or indirectly, right? So that's why we can say servlet technology is an invasive technology. Okay, guys. Sir, what about non-invasive, sir? Non-invasive is very interesting, guys. Okay. Your application classes are not specific to any framework API. They are ordinary classes. They are ordinary Java classes. What kind of classes we developed in core Java? Without implementing any technology framework API interfaces, without extending from any technology framework API interface classes, come on, ordinary classes. There we will write logics. You want to use them in Stratsa? Use them. You want to use them in Springa? Use them. You want to use them in XYZ framework? Use them. You don't like, you take the classes and use them in other framework. It's like joining in the company without commitment, without any bond. As long as you are comfortable in the company, you work for that company. The day you are not comfortable, leave the company, go to other organization. Spring is a non-invasive framework. Hibernate is a non-invasive framework. Web service environment is non-invasive frameworks. Java-based web service environments are what? Non-invasive. What this framework says, hey programmer, come to me, use me. As long as you are comfortable, stay with me. If you are not comfortable, take your classes and go and execute them in other framework. I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem. Come on. Company shows same attitude. Hey programmer, I liked you. Come and work for with me. The day I am not comfortable with you, the day you are not comfortable with me, go. I have other programmer to come and join. MNC companies will show same attitude, na boss? That's why in MNC companies bond will not be there. In small and medium scale companies only bond will be there. Because MNC company says, as long as you are comfortable, stay with me. You are not comfortable, you go, I will get other employee. Because I am ready to give payment. When I give payment, any quality employee I can get. That's the confidence of MNC company, right? Small scale company, medium scale company says, we trained you, we spent this much money on you, we might spend this much time on you, you have to give commitment of 3 years, 4 years. But MNC company attitude, hey, you go, I will get someone else. You are going, your karma. That's the attitude of MNC, right? So non-invasive frameworks also says what? Come to me, use me. As long as you are comfortable, stay with me. You are not comfortable, go away, no problem. I'm not stopping you at all. So Spring fall under what? Non-invasive frameworks. So this is the one reason why Spring is doing well, why Hibernate is doing well, why web services are doing well. I hope you convinced it with me, boss. One funny real life example. Okay, living together kind of relationship. As long as both are comfortable, they'll stay together. The day not comfortable, you go, I have other one. I go, I have other one. So this kind of attitude separation. Understanding? Yes, guys. Okay. Non-invasive frameworks, guys. World is full of non-invasive frameworks, and trend is for what? Non-invasive frameworks, because every 5-10 years one or other new framework is coming. If they want to migrate project from one framework to another framework, or if the first framework is non-invasive framework, it becomes easy for them to migrate to what? Another framework. Just take the classes and go to what? Another framework, work with them. Otherwise, do one thing. You keep classes as it is. Instead of first framework jar files, in the build path or class path, you keep second framework jar file. Same classes will start running in what? Other framework. You don't like Hibernate, na? Remove Hibernate jar file from the class path. In that place, start adding what? IBT's jar file. In that place, start adding what? Eclipse link jar file. Same classes will start working in what? Other framework environment. Are you getting my point there or not there? Yes. So now let's see in non-invasive framework. So here the application classes developed by the programmers containing project specific logics. Containing project specific logics. Containing project specific logics are loosely coupled with come on guys, are loosely coupled with framework APIs. That means application classes does not implement and extend from framework API interfaces and classes. Due to this, we can move application classes. Okay, application classes, ordinary Java classes. These are ordinary Java classes, guys. We can move application classes to other framework, to any other framework easily. To any other framework, what here? Easily. No doubt in that. We can happily move to any other framework easily. Right, boss. Examples, guys. Spring is there. Hibernate is there. Okay. Eclipse link is there. iBetis is there. iBetis is there, and etc. And many are non-invasive frameworks nowadays. Okay. For example, you take a small class in the Spring environment. Okay, guys. Tell me. Public class, order management service. Some class, guys. Order management service. Yes. Here, core Java style business logic, guys. Core Java style business logic. Now tell me, guys, does it extending from any Spring API interface? Sorry, class? Does it implementing Spring API interface? No. Today, by supplying Spring library, Spring jars, I have executed in Spring environment. Tomorrow I didn't like Spring. I got some winter framework. I got some summer framework. Let us assume. Okay. So when Spring framework came, there is a possibility of getting other frameworks also. Na? Come on. Right. So by providing those jars, same class can be executed in other frameworks or not? Same class can be executed in other frameworks or not? Come on. So that is what we have to understand. That's why in Spring and Hibernate environment, whatever classes we develop, having our main logics, they are ordinary classes. So that they can be moved to any framework as whenever you want, as ever you want. That's the beauty of non-invasive frameworks. I hope you got a clarity. Yes, here we got two terminologies, guys. One is tight coupling. Other one is loose coupling, right? If the degree of dependency is more between two components, they are called tightly coupled components. What is this? Tight coupling, loose coupling. Degree of dependency is more. Compulsory there. That is called tight coupling. I'll say CPU box and monitor are tightly coupled devices. Can we think about using monitor without CPU box? No, na? Can we think about using monitor without CPU box? No. Fan and switch, tightly coupled or loosely coupled? Without switch, can we think about using fan? TV and remote. Yeah, there is a possibility of operating TV without remote also by using console buttons, right? Okay, next, projector and remote. Loosely coupled. We can operate projector directly by using console without remote. Understanding my statement? Degree of dependency is more tightly coupled. Degree of dependency is less loosely coupled. Everyone convinced with me? Yes, guys. Typed coupling. If the degree of dependency is more between components, then they are called tightly coupled component. Other hand, what we got, guys? Loose coupling. If the degree of dependency is less between components, then they are called loosely coupled components. Loosely coupled components. I'll give a small example here. Struts code and struts framework. Tell me, guys, tightly coupled or loosely coupled? Struts code and struts framework. Struts application code or struts project. Tightly coupled or loosely coupled, guys? Tightly coupled. Next, Hibernate application code and Hibernate framework. Yes, some part of this Hibernate is a tool also, no problem. Next, Spring application code and Spring framework. Example 1. Example 2. So this is a tight coupling example, guys. This is the example for what? Loose coupling. I think you convinced, guys? Right, boss. Okay. So I think we got basic idea about framework, guys. I think you are mentally ready to learn framework. You have a reason to learn framework. You understood what is framework, why they are doing well. Yes, Java is full of frameworks and life is full of frameworks. Maybe in the interview room, they will ask questions on core Java, they will ask questions on technology. Okay, 90% times after joining the company, you will be working with the frameworks. Only 10-20% you will be getting chance to work on technologies. But while writing each line of framework, core Java knowledge is required, technology knowledge is required. You want to develop better code in frameworks, you should have a strong knowledge of core Java, strong knowledge of technologies. Because frameworks are built on the top of technologies now, boss. So shall I go for next background preparation, guys? Okay. So now I would like to talk about what is Java Bean. Yes, all these are background preparation to launch our first application, guys. First I will teach Spring based applications. I will show some problems in Spring based application. Then I will make you to think about going to Spring Boot. From there onwards, our full concentration is full Spring Boot. There, microservice. See, our main topics are what? Spring Boot and microservice only. Majority of the time we are going to spend on what? Spring Boot and microservice only. Okay? But we learn that much Spring that is required to launch Spring Boot effectively. Because we should have a reason for learning Spring Boot now, boss. Let's go for. Listen, guys. What is Java Bean? Java Bean is a Java class that is developed by following some standards. If you follow standards, that is called Java Bean. Please let me say, there is no keyword to make ordinary class as a Java Bean. Abstract keyword makes ordinary Java class as abstract class. Not like that. Final class. No, don't expect like that. There are some standards. If you follow standards, that is called Java Bean. One thing let me say, Java Bean is never used as main class of the project. It is always used helper class to carry multiple value from one class to another class, one layer to another layer, one project to another project. It is always like a data carrier. It is never like having big logics, doing calculation, doing database operation. If there are two important main classes, if one class to another class, if you want to pass the data, you will be trying to pass in the form of what? Java. For example, Flipkart should give 20 credit card details, 20 number of credit card details to PayPal. Then only payment will happen. How they will pass? Java. Once PayPal completes the transaction, it has to give 15 transaction details back to Flipkart. How they will give? Java. Come on, guys. So that means between two projects, between two layers, between two classes, which are there in the same project or different projects, the data will be passed in the form of Java class, and that special Java class should be developed with some standards, and the class that is developed by following those standards is called what? Java. If I give real life example, bank is the best example. Manager, clerk 1, clerk 2, cashier, so many people will be there. Between these people, where they sit in a fixed chairs, come on, there will be office boy carrying papers from one table to another table. Recollect? Carrying the papers from one table to another table. They will ring the bell. Office boy will come. Papers will be given. Okay, give to manager. Manager gives some papers back. Comes to clerk. Yeah, Java beans are like what? Those office boys, guys. Java beans are like what? Those office boys. First register that point. Okay? Right. So if that registered, then you will understand why we are following those standards. Java Bean is actually in future I am going to use one more terminology called Spring Bean. You should not get confusion between Java Bean and Spring Bean, and that too we also use Java Beans in our projects. Spring is there to develop big applications. Big application means layers will be there. When layers are there, we have to think about passing data, right? Okay. Java Bean is a Java class that is developed by following some standards. That is developed by following some standards. Okay. Okay. Next. Yeah. Java Bean is always used as a helper class to pass multiple values from one class to another class, that are there either in same project, okay, or in two different projects. Okay. Flipkart passes credit or debit card details to PayPal component. What component, guys? PayPal component as a Java bean class object. Yeah. PayPal component passes transaction details. Array, success or failure will be there, na boss? Transaction ID, so and so date, this amount, okay, some receipt number, URI number, so many details will be there, right? Transaction details, payment transaction details. Back to Flipkart. As another Java bean class object. As another Java bean class object. Enjoyed my point, guys? Come on. Yes, guys. Super. So now let's try to understand those standards, guys. Hey, not only that example, PayPal passes details to Visa, again as a Java bean. Visa passes same details to other one as a bank application, also as a Java bean. Everywhere Java bean will be there in the picture, guys. Right. The standards are. I'll wind up the class. Please listen the standards first. Standards are. Class must be public. Class must be public. Array, if it is not a public class, can I use across the multiple classes? Why? And at least now I understood why I have explained the use cases first. You should feel it. You should feel the importance of each rule. Recommended to implement. What interface? Serializable interface. Got it? Listen, I have designed this course in such a fashion. If you learn this course, there is no need of attending Spring course separately. That's the reason I am spending time on basics and fundamentals also. Before this course, Spring is a separate course. Spring Boot with microservices is a separate course. But there 3-4 months, here 3-4 months. So people are not able to spend that much time. Come on, guys. So that's why I designed the course in such a fashion. If you attend this course, there is no need of doing Spring course separately. I know few people who already completed Spring, they may be feeling these are quite known things. Okay, known things. But in future, mostly Spring batches from my side will be reduced. Okay, only these batches will be more. Will be there, but once in a while. But maximum this kind of batches will be there. So that's why, by keeping that in mind, yeah, in this course content I already uploaded in the group Chaitanya. Spring MVC will be covered, Spring REST will be covered, microservice will be covered, Spring Data JPA will be covered, Spring Security will be covered, Spring Cloud will be covered. So many things are there. Please go through the course curriculum once. In the group it is uploaded. Saurabh, you can happily continue. Okay. Recommended to implement serializable interface. Why, sir? Array, just now I said now from one project to another project you have to send data over the network. If you want to send the data over the network, object should be serializable object, na? Can we send any object data over the network or only serializable object data? Speak out, speak out. Now you understood why it is recommended, guys. Okay. Fine, guys. Next, recommended to implement serializable interface, guys. Next, all member variables, also called as properties, must be private and non-static. Private means for security. Why non-static, sir? Array, 20 people have given their data same time concurrently. 20 objects should be created carrying 20 sets of data. 20 objects should be created having 20 sets of data means in each object data should be saved separately or not. In each object data should be saved separately or not. I want reply, guys. When data will be saved inside the object, when it is non-static property only, na? If static property data will be saved outside the object, that too common for all objects. Are you understanding my point? For example, 30 people are at a time using Flipkart and giving 30 credit card details to PayPal. How many? 30 credit card details to PayPal. Tell me, 30 objects should carry last credit card information or 30 different credit card information? 30 objects should carry 30 different credit card information means in every object memory should be allocated separately for data or not? Which variable allocates memory inside the object? Which variable allocates memory inside the object? Non-static. If you take static, outside the object, common for all objects. Waste na? Common for all objects, what happens? Only 30th card detail will be there. 29 card details are gone. Are you analyzing or not? So that's the reason there is a non-static also. Next one. Okay. Every property must have one setter method and one getter method. Are very simple, ra. Whenever you want, come on guys, whenever you want, we want to set the data to any property. Whenever you want, we can get the data from any property. Setter methods are there to set the data. Getter methods are there to read the data. For example, Flipkart wants to set the data. Setter method. PayPal wants to read the data. Getter method. Hey. Sir, why separate method for every property? Simple reason. There are 30 details. In that one, 10 details are optional. Flipkart may don't want to set the data. So if every property is having setter method, he will be calling only that setter method in which he is interested, na boss. Whatever data you don't have, you don't call the setter method. Come on. Don't worry, I'll use sample Java bean also. Why every property should have a separate setter method and getter method? I am trying to question. So that while setting the data, they can set their own choice data. While reading the data, they can read only their choice data. There is no force for the people to read all the values, to set all the values, even though they are not having. Come on, guys. Next one. There should be one zero param constructor. Okay, in the class, directly or indirectly. Directly or indirectly. Directly means what? Given by programmer. Indirectly means what? Generated by the compiler. Generated by the compiler. Or if no constructors are placed, what is the default constructor that will be generated? Zero param, na? Sir, why zero param? What is the easiest way of creating object, guys? New operator using zero param constructor. When everything is simplified, everything taken best, object creation also should be best possibility. Now, boss, come on. For object creation also there should be best possibility or not there. What's the easiest way of creating object? New operator, that too using zero param constructor. So that make sure that you may keep other constructors, other parameterized constructor, but make sure that there is one zero param constructor directly or indirectly, so that at receiving end or sending end, object creation becomes quite easy. Because after doing all the things, if object creation is complex process, unnecessarily other headache are not there. Look at all these rules, guys. All these rules are looking as a helper class rules or main class rules. Helper class rules, come on. Helper class rules to carry data from one class to another class or from one project to another project. Everyone understood my point, guys? Come on. Right. Fine. I will give sample Java bean, problem without Java bean, solution with Java bean, and in what way it is different from Spring Bean. Okay. I think we'll cover those things and then we will straight away go for Spring application development. Because these are very much fundamentals, guys. These are very much required throughout the course. Online students, are you enjoying the sessions? Are you enjoying the sessions? Saurabh Kumar, as of now, no other parallel batch of this kind. If the day started, I will talk. Fine. Yes, the people who already know Spring feels bit known things in the initial days, but it's a matter of few days. Okay, after that, once I launch Spring Boot, once I launch advanced topics of Spring Basics, you will enjoy it. I think the people who are learning Spring as first framework, I think you are in correct direction. I think majority people are learning Spring as your first framework, guys. Yes, Spring Batch is all. Spring Batch module also will be covered. Spring Cloud will be covered. Right. Thank you, guys. Working people, don't worry. Every day by 8:35, 8:40, I will wind up the session. Fine. Now, the people who are having works, they can leave the meeting. Remaining people can clarify the doubts. Arun Kumar, immediately not required, but before I launch Spring Data JPA, try to get the basics of Hibernate. Yes. Suri Kumar, once existing Hibernate batch is completed, yes, you may get it. H1N1, I will be giving more knowledge of annotation because Spring Boot is full of annotations. Spring AOP will be covered, yes. Chaitanya, browser to web server, no Java bean is required. Okay, HTTP protocol will take care. Okay, but servlet to service class to DAO, one project to another project, their Java bean is required. Suresh Kumar. Yeah, within the project, taking serializable is optional, but recommended to take because same object you want to send over the network also in future. Please suggest which topics to cover from advanced Java. As of now, JDBC, parallelly servlet JSP. Multiple mini projects will be covered, boss, on different topics. If you are looking for major project, there is a separate course. Java real-time project course is there. Right. Yeah, initial sessions will be there in the YouTube, boss. Don't worry. Can I attend tools batch on weekends before? Yes, whenever tool is there, I will do announcement, you can attend it. How long it takes to launch Spring Data JPA? Spring Basics, Spring Boot introduction. After that, Spring Data JPA will be there. First major module is that only. Vivek Kumar, choose React. Choose React. React is having bit extra. React.js also will be covered as it is part of the course. Hibernate basics means you try to learn single row code operations. Suresh Kumar, first I will teach fundamentals of annotation, then I will use annotations. Course duration, 120 plus sessions, guys. You just completed core Java, no problem. You can take advanced Java, core Java parallelly. Shivashankar, you can do that. Suresh Kumar, design pattern meeting ID is not changed. Arun Kumar, web service has come to replace and dominate RMI is AB. Network means it may be local area network or internet. Shan, Spring Boot Actuator is part of our course. Please go through the course content. I kept everything there. 1 minute. I'll show course content where it is placed. See this, guys. This is the document. Course content of Spring Basic, Spring Boot Microservices, which I have uploaded on March 17th. Okay, March 17th. Ramesh will be using Java 8, Java 9, Java 10 features. Spring is compatible up to these versions, guys. Advanced Java batch, April 5th. April 5th. How to make payment for this batch? Okay, these are the admin details, guys. Anyone can share Srikanth sir number, guys? Suresh Kumar, as part of Jenkins CI/CD pipelines will be covered. Don't worry. Spring MVC will be covered. That's a major topic. I think same questions are repeating, guys. My mail ID and phone number. Phone number I cannot share, but I can share my mail ID. natrazjavaarena@gmail.com. Yes, Arena. Yes, this is Natraz Java Arena is my FB group. Right. Can you share Srikanth sir phone number, guys? I think I got. Yeah, Ashisha, in future I will talk about DTO, don't worry. I'll talk. What is last date of payment? Please talk to admin, he will tell. Yes. Yeah, if you are not looking for Angular and React, definitely there will be discount in the fees. Just talk to admin. Financial matter, talk to admin. 120 sessions or 120 days. 120 sessions. Don't count days, count sessions. Right. To attend React.js, and JavaScript is the major prerequisite, guys. JavaScript is the major prerequisite. Vamsi Krishna, there is no separate coding classes, guys. In the regular flow, coding will be started. I think within 1-2 classes, coding will come. Right, guys? Thank you. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow. Yeah, once you paid the fee, you will get a new meeting ID. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time.